Hello, folks. Welcome to the Crime Dog live stream. I'm your host, Johnny Fiorica, retired detective with the Rochester, New York Police Department after serving 30 years. I'm a retired detective. I work uniform patrol and cover narcotic street investigations. As a hostage negotiator for over 20 years, closing out my career with the fine men and women of the ATF. That's alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Our main focus was violence and gun trafficking throughout these great United States of America. Sitting alongside me, you know who it is, folks. He is D Simps 14 on the twits. He's also a retired detective with 22 plus years experience in the RPD. He is a legendary street cop in the infamous, which means more than famous, Genesee section. He was a stellar undercover cop. He was a SWAT team member, homicide detective.
Wow.
D Simps, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Evening. How's it going?
Good. Hey, David, we got a good show today. We were off last week, so shout out to our Crime Dog Army. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving with you and those that you love. We had a great time. We had the week off. David had a week off. He was very happy that he was off because he works like a dog on this podcast. Works like a dog.
So
David,
much.
did you have a good time with the fam?
Oh, it's fantastic. Ran the turkey trot, the Fleet Feet turkey trot.
Love it.
Yeah.
I saw you and the Ashman, the Crocs.
Yeah, Ashman was wearing canes. Yeah, he was running his canes.
That dude's unstoppable, man.
Yeah, 40-mile-an-hour winds. They're coming off the lake. It was like the ocean.
Okay, first of all, let me just say this to my great nephew, Asher. What a promo video you guys dropped. You and Danny, our super producer, Danny Agnew, surprised me with that video. What a video of the Ashman.
Yeah, he was going there. He was going to see Danny, and he was dead set on doing a promo. He's like, I'm doing a promo for the show, and I'm like, oh yeah, you better ask super producer Danny Agnew, and he's like, I'm gonna ask him, but I'm kind of gonna tell him, and I'm like, all right.
So I don't know if I told you because I got Alzheimer's. I don't care, but anyways, me and Pamtastic were having a drink in our garagio. And I'm like, hey, did I show you the video? She's like, what video? I go, the Ashman. She's like, no, you didn't show me no video. I'm like, oh, you can click this right here. And she clicks it and she sees Ash. Now I'm watching her watch the screen. 3 seconds in, her face just like lights up. She smiles. She's like, that is the cutest effing thing I've ever seen. So tell the Ashman, thank you. And by the way, tell Viv she's on deck.
Yeah, she chickened out.
She did?
Yeah, she was supposed to, participate in some of the things we did that day. And she bailed. She got a little stage fright.
Yeah, you're like you and Danny. I mean, the relationship that you guys have. I mean, he utilizes your good looks and your fantastic physique, and you're known for your apparel. I mean, he literally says, hey, I need you over here. You guys film stuff, then all of a sudden you're just dropping videos in my inbox.
Well, I find it funny that he always sends out, hey guys, we need to do this.
With an S.
Yeah. And then
it's really you.
Yeah. You go radio silent. You don't say a word, right? It doesn't even apply to you.
No, I don't
and then I have to do, and then I'm jumping on camera like.
Right. Well, that's why I said in the beginning, you work like a dog. That's why you had to take off for Thanksgiving week, David. Oh, yeah. You work like an animal.
Break my balls. All right.
You work like an animal for this pod. You do the best. You leave it all on the field. You don't run 99 yards and not take the ball over the goal line.
Listen, my back's sore. That's
Danny, let's get at it. Let's get after this tonight. Let's just get at it. Come on. Let's do the tweets of the week. Oh, this is great, folks. You're going to love this one. This is a tweet of the week. By the way, if you guys don't know who Jesse Waters is, follow this dude. He is a legend.
They have to.
So, yeah, they got it. I mean, our army is well equipped. Listen, Jesse Waters is so articulate. He's a Fox News host. Started out as a young kid. He used to pop the collar for Bill O'Reilly till Bill got fired. And now he's got his own show. He's got 2 shows, actually. He's on the 5. He just crushes Jessica Tarloff every other day when she's on. Danny, hit the video so we could talk about Jesse.
These are the hoaxes the Democrats have perpetrated. I'm looking at you, Jessica, just since Trump's been sworn in the second time. The MRI hoax, the Coke book hoax, the Maryland dad hoax. The bombs didn't target and blow up the Iranian nuclear mountain hoax. The illegals don't get free health care hoax. The MAGA guy killed Charlie Kirk hoax. The Musk is stealing our Social Security hoax, and Antifa isn't real hoax. Now, I just came up with that off the top of my head. If I was a Democrat, let me just cross my legs. If I were a Democrat, I would be embarrassed. I'm drinking from a straw, too. I would be embarrassed because you're so wrong for so long. How do you live with yourself, Jessica? How do you live with yourself? Now, Jessica doesn't fall for it all, maybe half. But here's the difference between how Fox and the rest of the press covers these presidents. Fox would just point a camera at stuff. We would just point a camera at the border. We point the camera at crime. We point it to Biden falling asleep and falling. And that's all you had to do was just show people what was happening. We didn't have to lie. We didn't have to leak. We didn't have to just the rank speculation. And that's the difference. And that's why people don't read the Washington Post anymore. No one watches CNN. The messed up part is they don't really care if the MRI was clean. They don't care about the president's health. They care about this president's health, and they want it to be bad. Yeah. They don't want him healthy. They're looking for a scandal that's going to be covered up. Like, think about Biden was coughing, he was frail, he was forgetful, and they loved it until he bombed the debate. And then they tossed him overboard. And the guy now has cancer, and they hate him. And why do they hate him? Because he ran for president again. And why did he run for president again, Jessica? Because...
First of all, David, that was a tweet of the week. I can tell you why it's a tweet of the week, because he is 100% right. Basically, you got the gist of it. He's basically saying in the 4 years in Trump's first presidency and now his new presidency in 2024, the Dems just constantly are looking for BS hoaxes. And now what he's saying, the top one on the list is, well, Trump had an MRI, Trump's sick, he's not fit for duty, all this bullshit. And now he's saying it's a new hoax. And then he gave everybody the laundry list of BS hoaxes that the Democrats try to drop on Americana. And it's just all BS. What's your thoughts on that, David?
Well, the way he put it is funny, but it is a little terrifying, because the Dems know the only way they can crawl back is to get him out of power before the 4 years is up. That's their whole thing. Is if they win the midterms, he's getting impeached.
Yeah.
So anything that they can throw at the wall to see if something will stick, they will do.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part, is now it's the Venezuela thing too.
Yeah.
Now it's, they don't have authorization, this is criminal. Now we're going to be looking at it literally, it never ends, and they can't win. They can't beat the guy. So now it's find any possible thing to get him out of power.
Yeah. Yeah, you're 100% right. You know what the new latest BS is? Affordability. That's our new thing, because Zoran the moron used it and he got elected. So then the AOC of Tennessee, that I don't even know how to pronounce.
She lost.
She lost last night by like 9 points, 8 points. But the interesting thing is now everything's about affordability. It's all a hoax, right? It's all BS, because all the pundits, all the economists were on TV going, hang on a minute. We're not saying that the economy doesn't have to get better, but don't blame it on the tariffs. Don't blame it on what Trump did. We had a disastrous 4 years from 2020 to 2024. Trump has only been in power for 10 months now, or 11 months. I mean, it's going to take some time to rebound and boomerang.
Well, it's such a complex thing, the economy, that, it's not something that you can just snap your fingers and make a decision and right the ship. It's like turning the Titanic. So clearly Trump, since he's been into office, has done a wide range of things trying to get the economy right and also get the federal budget right. And I don't think you can fault the guy for, it's not like he was like writing checks like Biden was.
Right.
Like his pen would never run out of ink. Like
right.
I don't know. I get it. Like things aren't perfect, Yeah, no kidding. But I think, it's a lot better than it was. It's a lot better when it was when Biden was in there and he was
Yeah.
spending money like for the new Green Deal and all this crap. So, let's just see how it plays out. The Titanic's a big boat.
Well, let me tell you this too. Let me just put my 2 cents in. Here's my 2 cents. The Democrats are so excited because they claim, they had a blue wave a month ago when they had some of these elections. You and I both talked about it on the live show on Wham on Saturdays. By the way, every Saturday, 10 a.m., we're on iHeartRadio, Wham 1180. But anyways, we talked about it extensively, David. Yeah, they had a blue wave in blue states. I mean, you
I
know what I
know.
mean?
It'd be like beating a team
Right,
that you're supposed to beat by 10 goals and
right,
you beat them by 10 goals. No
right.
kidding. Like,
No shit.
yeah.
Right. So they're blowing their own horn or tooting their own horn and their own trumpets. That was about a month or so ago.
How'd
And
Tennessee work out for him, Johnny?
yeah, right. Right. Now, I will tell you this, though. The interesting thing is everyone knows, if you follow any politics like you and I do, Trump won that district in those areas by 22 points. And then this guy only closed the game. He barely, the 9 points, they're already declaring a victory. When the Dems lose, they declare victory. And when they win, they declare victory.
I mean,
I've
9
never
points
seen
is 9 points. I don't know.
listen, a half a point's a win, right?
Right.
But what kills me is they're already claiming victory, and what they're doing ever since Mondami, now their new thing is affordability. No one could afford anything. No one could afford anything. Literally, they started a fire in a house, which the house is America. They started a fire in the house, and now they're questioning the president who brings the hose and how he's putting the fire out. And they're say, well, what about the price of eggs? What about the price of this? Well, dude, you guys ruined this country for 4 years. It's going to take more than 10 months, 11 months to turn it around. It's unfathomable to me, the stupidity of that.
The eggs have come down. Now, I don't know what anything costs. If you played a
Right.
game with me on what
Yeah.
things cost at the
You're
grocery
like
store,
fantastic.
I
Yeah.
would have no idea. I don't know whether a gallon of milk costs $10 or $5. I have
Right.
no idea.
Right.
But I know the eggs have come down because I've
Right.
I've read that.
Right.
So they can't go to the eggs comment.
Can't bitch on the eggs.
Right.
Yeah, they're just, but now their new tagline is, like I said, and you're going to see this, folks, now, and you're going to see it. You saw it in Tennessee, but the affordability, they're using the term affordability, but it just disgusts me. David, we got a next video, and it's mostly, and when I say mostly, 99% of our show tonight came off of David's Twitter feed because he is literally dialed in. I was at a loss for words. I've been busy with the apparel company. It's Christmas season. My head's filled with fog sometimes during this time of the year because the
And egg
last and bourbon and beers and cigars. But other than that, but yeah, I mean, I was like, I called you guys yesterday. I'm like, hey, I need your help this week. I got nothing. And Danny's like, just go to David's Twitter feed. David, this is something I pulled off your Twitter feed.
This ass hat.
Yeah, this goof. So, folks, for those of you that say we don't bust the balls of cops, we do. Check the tapes, right? David, like David says, we got receipts. So here's the video. Danny, start it over again, brother, so you can hear this ass hat. Hit it.
Folks that are masked, that they're not sure if they're law enforcement, that they may be kidnapping people.
Oh, Jesus.
We have had those reports. I want to be clear to the community. The community should know that if you see something like that is legitimate, that you don't know if someone is law enforcement, you should call 911. And you should provide as much information as possible, because let's not forget, we very recently had tragedy in this state by someone who was purporting to be law enforcement. So please, let's be clear. That's something everyone should report, and that we will immediately respond to, and we will document, whether it's somebody's not sure if there's a kidnapping happening, somebody's not sure if there's law enforcement present or not. And that's something else, that's additional policy requirements that we are implementing, that we will document and report these types of things anytime that we hear it, and reminding our officers of their duty to intervene. So if there is anything that is a violation of someone's human rights or civil rights, excessive force or anything like that, they absolutely have a duty to intervene as police officers.
Oh
Danny, cut it, because I'm going to choke that guy out. If I wasn't 55 and past my prime, I would definitely fly to Minnesota, but he would definitely take me at 55. Listen, first of all, Dave, that guy's Chief O'Hara. What a goof that guy is. Folks, for those that don't know what's going on right now, Minnesota has a lot of problems. And under Tim Walz, the former guy who wanted to be the vice president of this country, Governor Walz has a lot of issues. And what his issues are is this. He literally has issues because he has a bunch of Somalians that stole billions of dollars under his watch. That's number one. Number two, you had Asshat O'Hara go on the news and basically saying, because Trump's like, hey, we're going to send ICE there. We're getting these Somalians out of our country one way or the other. Bottom line. So that was what he was doing. He was dog whistling to people. What he was dog whistling about was, so if you see Somalis get rounded up by masked ICE agents, legitimate government agents, he's basically saying, do whatever you can to stop them. That's what he was doing. I want to call this guy so many derogatory names. You have no idea. They're on the tip of my tongue, David. I want to use terms that I can't use, but this guy is a piece of shit. He's a douchebag. And I love the fact that he goes on there because he's a total, and by the way, the little twink behind him, the mayor behind him, he spoke Somalian. He took over the mic after the goof police chief came on. He took over the mic afterwards and spoke in whatever, Somalianese. That goof went on there talking like, oh, we love you all, blah, 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 blah. Because, folks, for those who don't know, there's a heavy population of Minnesota for Somalians. And we let them all in the country. And now what they're doing is they're bilking our system. They're on welfare. They're on public service. They're on all kinds of public assistance. They're gobbling up all the resources in Minnesota. They're voting for all the Democrats so they can continue to get their free shit. And now this goof, this police chief, and for those, like I said, when I first started, because I get distracted, the police chief, he's a cop. So we're the Crime Dog podcast, retired detectives with almost 55 years of service between me and David. For those of you that say, oh, you guys never talk shit about the cops. Well, we're talking shit about one now. And this is one we're talking shit about. This guy, David, is an appointed dude who I guarantee you is like, oh, I got to say this because, you know, I don't want to lose my job. What a goof this guy is. I swear to God, if I wasn't 0-62 in street fights, 4-6 against women, I would definitely go after this dude.
Yeah, he is an insult to every cop that ever wore a leather jacket on the job, by the way. When I heard that leather jacket squeaking, I'm like, how do you even put that on? And for those that don't know, the true legends of the RPD, street cops wore the leather jackets on the road.
Right.
And this guy is chief in Minnesota throwing one on. Yeah, he definitely drank the Kool-Aid. He's your typical guy that we've all worked with.
Yeah.
That may have been decent cop, probably wasn't, because usually good cops don't become chief.
Yeah.
At least proactive ones. And
you
know, then he drinks the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And now he's got to get on his knees in front of the mayor because he's got to keep his job.
Yeah.
And he's got to say all these things that are absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
That literally, if he had any career before being the chief, it's tarnished from the stupidity that he just put out there at a press conference.
I know.
It's no respect for the guy.
Zero.
Total loser.
Right.
One of the worst times I've ever seen a police chief. I would take the New Orleans lady that's like 187 years old that was on camera for the terrorist attack down there in New Orleans over this guy.
Right. I mean, he literally bent the knee. I mean, short of him literally kissing the mayor's ass and all of the kissing the ass of all the Somalis. Like, oh yeah, you know, because he's talking, basically he was talking about was the female politician who got shot and or murdered. I forgot what ended up happening in that case. Her and her husband, the guy pretended he was a cop, rolled up, hit the lights, shot him in their doorway. It was a horrible incident. Please don't think I'm talking down about that. But he's basically using an analogy going, hey, you know what happened in our state last year? You know, I mean, like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, you know, people pretended to be cops. And if these guys are, shut up, asshole. The ICE agents aren't pretending to be cops. Their uniforms are emblazoned. Their cars are emblazoned. You know exactly who they are. God, I want to send like Joey Brigani and who else? Like the old Goodman guys. Love to send the old Goodman crew to Minnesota. We should fly him out. Just beat the shit out of that guy. I can't stand that dude.
Yeah, he was terrible. Minnesota's a train wreck. I
mean,
wreck. It is just awful from the George Floyd riots right up through now the Somalis stealing money and sending it back to the homeland, and you know the politicians they have that are here illegally. I mean, it's a train wreck. And then Waltz is a traitor. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the guy that was going back and forth to China with tank plans.
Right. Wait, hang on, David. Let's talk a little bit about our culture for a minute because I'm getting high blood pressure. I don't want to talk about this douchebag anymore. So let's talk about leather jackets, right? Leather jackets in the cop culture. You know he's a goof because that leather jacket, brand new. Brand new. That's right, number one, right? Because number two, let me tell you the real history of leather jackets with cops, okay? I'm sure it doesn't happen anymore. Newer generation cops don't do this. You know the history of your leather jacket. I know the history of mine. I got mine, Danny Nowak, retired canine guy. He had a bunch of leathers in his jacket, a bunch of leather jackets in his arsenal. He gave me his, one of his, because he had several. He gave me one of his, Danny Nowak. Danny had gotten it from Carpenter, who was one of our legendary canine guys. He was like 6'9", black dude, great guy. So it came from Carpenter to Nowak to me. I went undercover. I gave you, I believe, my leather jacket.
Yep.
You had my leather, and then I think you went undercover and gave it to Steve Ward. So you kind of like the leather jacket has a history, right?
100%. It was one of my most proud things when you gave me that.
Right.
And I got to put it on, and you shouldn't put it on until you get it handed to you.
Right.
Like guys would go out and like find them and buy them and stuff like
right.
that. No.
Right. No.
You get that's like someone touching you with a sword on your shoulders. Like that's someone grandfathering you into the club.
Right. And most guys are like, no, I want to keep my leather jacket for my kid. No. See, that's what I'm saying. Like traditional cop family, like old school cop family, which that's the only thing that bothers me now, is because guys are buying their leathers and they're not.
They're wearing the new fancy. They're wearing the new fancy like light. I don't know, ski jacket with. I mean, the leathers were the way to go.
The leather's the way. I don't care what generation, and it should be handed down. I hope that tradition starts again. I don't think it will. Guys, I don't know, man, but yeah, the history of the leather jacket. I knew going out the door.
There were the 3/4 one too. They were like they weren't like shorties. They were like the 3/4, and you had to like kind of brush it to the side to get your gun out. It was like it was right out of the Wild West.
It was awesome, man. Well, listen, we ended that one on a happy note, even though we had a douchebag police chief out of Minnesota. Danny, rewind our comments because I was so caught up in me hating that guy and talking about the leather jackets. Will you rewind them? I think our fire guy. Okay, so this guy's the first one. I bet I can put you over the edge. Check out the new Minnesota state flag and pair it to this.
Yeah, it's basically like the Somali flag.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever heard of Mogadishu and Black Hawk Down? Do you realize the type of people that live in Somalia?
Right.
I'll say it again because I think I said it on one of our shows before. If you're not willing to visit the country in which these people come from, then they probably shouldn't be coming here.
Right.
Okay? If you're not willing to do 10 days in Mogadishu, they shouldn't be coming here and living next door to us.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, you said it on our live show. You said it on our live show last week. I agree with you, David. If you ain't gonna if you're not going on TripAdvisor to get a ticket to Somalia, then don't talk about how I need to have a Somalian living next door to me.
Why don't you go to the Four Seasons to Mogadishu and tell me how it is? Oh, no, it's not safe. There's a travel advisor. Yeah, no shit. Then why would you have them come here? There's a travel advisor because they're there.
What do we got here? Fire Guy, county disgrace to the badge. No doubt, brother. And by the way, shout out to Fire Guy.
Yeah.
Hope you're feeling better, brother. The Fugazi. Come on. He's wearing a leather. He's exactly Fugazi. By the way, that's a great logo, by the way. The Fugazi logo, the sheriff badge with that's awesome. Is that it, Danny, on the comments? It was the first one we saw,
Yeah, we saw that one.
It's all right, Danny.
Danny's slipping a little bit. Got into
what you David, you gave him off last week, so now he's not sharp like he usually is.
He's not.
By the way,
sounds like he's been up all night, Johnny.
Well, it is the Christmas season, David. You know what the Christmas season is.
Wink, wink. I think he uses that as an excuse. Goes on benders.
Oh, we got a comment. We got Fire Guy. Oh man, Army, go after that guy. Send him Instagrams and Facebooks. Get the Crime Dog Army, go after that guy and say, hey, we want to get you on a podcast. Lie to him and say that we love him. See if we can get him on.
Tell him we love his brand new blue leather jacket.
Oh, there's your girl, David. G Money. That's Gina. That's our girl right there. What's up, G? Remember you came into the studio and she got you all gifts and stuff?
She travels to Alaska.
Hey, she goes to Alaska on trips, Gina.
Check out
Gino-
Mogadishu with the Four Seasons. I heard it's great this time of year.
Carnival Cruise is now going to Mogadishu, G.
Watch
Look
out
at
for the pirates.
Hey, Fire Guy's saying you're fired up right now, David.
Yeah. Well,
Yeesh. Oh man,
hang around with me more. I get fired up quite often.
Daddy, what do we got next? The NYU student? Let's do it. NYU. So, folks, if you haven't seen this video, again, grabbed it off of David's Twitter feed. NYU student randomly attacked by repeat offender in New York City. Folks, watch this video. She actually talks about what happened to her. Then there's a video on it. Danny, roll the tape.
So I just watched the footage of my assault, and I'm gonna say it's definitely violent. Thank you so much, my best friend Summer, for literally going to the liquor store where it happened in front of and getting the surveillance footage of the assault. Like, I'm shocked I even got this. I have sent it to NYU security, and they're forwarding it to the police, and it actually is the guy that has been assaulting many girls around campus right now. He is a tall white male with long brunette hair and a long brunette beard, and is wearing gray sweatpants and a big black puffer jacket and a blue towel around his neck. So if you see him, please call 911 and report him to the police, because they are looking for him, because he has done this to so many girls, and this is like disgusting.
Poor girl, just trying to go to class.
Trigger warning, because like it's honestly a really hard watch. Like, just I mean for me, just because it like happened to me, but like just like watch if you're interested, but like it's definitely not cute. So this is right before it all happened. So I circled where I'm walking. I just crossed the street and I'm walking down the right side of Broadway, and then you can see that he literally followed me across the street, and that's him right there, and he literally targets me and approaches me and does this.
Yeah. God.
You can tell literally everyone around is literally in shock. These girls like don't know what to do. It's so terrible, and then they thankfully helped me up and asked if I was okay, and then you can see the man was asking if I was okay, and then later on he helps me call the police.
What? How does a guy not chase that guy down and just start pounding his face off the pavement?
Well, there's
where are all the men? Like, clip that guy's heels as he's running away, and then smash his face into the pavement. The problem's solved.
You know what's so funny about that? Not funny, but you know what's disgusting about the video? First of all, he slaps her on the ass, then pulls her hair, drags her to the ground, right? Strikes her, and then like runs away like a little bitch, right? But even the women behind her were hesitant to like they didn't really run up to her until they knew he was gone.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I get the women, but there was a dude there. There's a man there.
But it's a human being. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like nobody runs to anyone's defense anymore because of Daniel Pennington.
I get it. But the man that's staying there, that stayed with her, okay, I'll give him, half credit for staying with her. What about, I mean, I don't care. You chase that guy down, you get on your phone at minimum and start calling in the airstrikes, or you clip his heels, he trips, and then you take his ponytail and you smash his face into the pavement 10 times.
Right.
And then when he's laying there gurgling on his tongue, you call the police and they come scoop him up and it's over.
Right. Put him in a neck lock. And then you whisper in his ear, do you love Jesus? Well, you're going to meet him.
You whisper nighty night.
You're going to go night night. You're going to go night night. Go ahead, Danny. Hit the comments. What do we got, George? The men have lost their balls. Yeah, 100%, Kristen. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. And the sad reality, the flip side to that too, is people are afraid to do shit now because, yeah, right. Fire Guy's right. He's like, hey, who knows, David? In New York City, it might have been a demo guy. Like, okay, I'm gonna stop and save you.
Here's a rule of thumb: if a guy's got a man bun or a ponytail, chase him, clip his heels. It's gonna go real easy and quick.
Right. Then take his back, choke him out, like I taught my daughter how to choke people out. Let the police people. Yeah. That's right. You know what, Roger Ranch, you're right, man. It's gone, though. It's gone. I'm going to look at I told our recruitment, I told our people, they contacted me last week. Our recruitment, May 9th is the test. They're having trouble getting people. You're right. Let police be police, but nobody wants to be a cop anymore, Rance. Nobody wants to be a cop anymore. Oh, I love this guy's life. Dave is right. This ground about Yeah, ground and pound of mail. You know, I agree with you guys. I don't disagree, but like my concern is anybody that tries to help anybody nowadays, especially in New York City, I worry about civil ramifications. I worry about criminal charges. I mean, I'm not saying don't do it, but it's like what happens, you know? I mean, after you help people, it's like,
Stop
you know,
thinking.
I know. Game on, by the way. If it's my family, it's
Stop thinking so
game
much.
on. Yeah, I mean, it's game on. It's if I'm pushing my little guy Frankie down the street and that dude comes up,
He can sue the LLC, which has
listen,
$8 in it.
I'll buy the guy's casket for him if you ever push Frankie when I was walking Frankie down the street.
Exactly.
Yeah, I buy the casket for him. Hey, buddy, here's the deal. Call the Parada brothers at Bartolomeo's because you're going to meet them in about 4 minutes.
Right.
Oh, God. It gives me high blood pressure, man. I mean, that's what America is nowadays. You know, we got bail reform. Oh, by the way, a couple things. First of all, I was
Wait, time out. You left out a
yeah.
key part. That
Yeah.
guy has a prior, I believe, has a prior
like
homicide on
16
his
priors.
record
Yeah, he's got a shit ton of priors.
and a homicide. I believe he did a
Oh, he's
homicide.
got a murder? He's got a murder?
Yeah.
Oh, I
He
didn't
has
know
a
that.
body. Yeah.
He's got a oh, so you might want to rethink that, David.
Ponytail.
Ponytail.
If I ever lose to a guy in a ponytail, unless he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, all right, I'm never coming home. I'm just going to keep walking. Like I'm going to go live in the woods.
Listen, some of us that have been in ghetto fights with men with long hair may or may not have used the hair to our advantage.
100%.
Some of us may or may not have wound their strong hand around and used the long hair like a handlebar.
And I never used my Motorola radio in a street fight either. Never.
Hey, I was fair and loving street fighting.
I never broke my radio in half over someone's head in my life.
Especially in the hood.
That was my right hand. It's heavy.
But by the way, those radios, hands down, the best ever. Dude. They got those new. You retired with that radio, right?
No.
You retired with the shittier Motorola's that they gave us?
Yeah, the small ones. But the big ones that had the radio on the bottom.
The battery on the bottom.
You could hit someone so hard with that, and it would snap the battery right off the bottom.
Yeah.
That's when you know you got them good. Allegedly.
Yeah. Right, allegedly. And then they'd have to get into the blue tent for concussion protocol.
The radio or the bad guy?
The bad guy.
Why is my radio not working?
I
have no idea. I have no idea
why it's not working.
Go to the radio center. You're back again?
Same reason why your flashlight's not working.
Oh, yeah.
What was I? Oh, so I was on let's see, WYSL. I always got to see their call sign.
WYSL.
Yeah, WYSL has a show called The Second Amendment Show with Mr. Savage and Gary. They had they asked me to go on about a month ago. Thank God for that.
You get asked to go on all these special radio shows and podcasts. I've never done anything like that. Except before Danny Agnew asked me to come to the mall and hang out.
Wait, hang on a minute. Danny's laughing at you right now. That's not nice.
You get asked to do radio shows and do all this stuff. I get asked to go to ride the merry-go-round at Eastview Mall with Danny.
Yes, but you shoot great videos with Ashman. So
that's true.
You know what I mean?
All right, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. Tell me about the Second Amendment show.
I totally forgot. Oh, so Monday what's today? Oh yeah, Monday morning at
Today's Wednesday.
Yeah, I pre-recorded a show with them. It's called the Second Amendment Show. I was I don't know, the first part of the show. I was on for about 20 minutes. We talked about a plethora of things. They wanted to focus on, speaking of street fights, they wanted to focus on the dude on the bridge that you still have nightmares about because you wanted to beat the shit out of him. The guy that I showed great restraint with. And they were asking me, they're like, you know, could you explain that? That's how we got to know you. We saw your videos. We know you and David, what you do, blah, blah, blah. You know, I explained the same thing that we said before. It's like the dude didn't get a defensive posture. I explained all the ghetto street fights that you and I have been in. You're biologically, folks, when you're going to punch somebody, you blade your body. You don't even know you're doing it. You blade your body, you lift your hands up, you get into defensive mode. And he didn't do any of that stuff. So I was explaining all that bullshit to them and not bullshit. I was explaining all that stuff to them. But they were talking about the sanctuary city stuff. But I just wanted to give a shout out to the Second Amendment guys for having me on. They were great. They want us to come back. So maybe next time we go on, David, it'll be a tag team and I'll bring I'll have them have you come along with me because it was pretty cool. It was cool to talk to somebody in a same kind of the same arena, different format. It was pretty cool to talk to them.
Awesome.
So shout out to them. Check out that interview. It's on WYSL. I think it's
WYSL. I like that.
It does. Wait, what's the call sign for Lonsberry in Syracuse? Oh, WSYR or something like that. It's a different call sign.
WSYR.
I forget. I don't know. Anyways, Danny, what else we got? Oh, we got the Pirate Toy Fund. Let's promote our boy Director Otto Hardischfager. Danny, roll the tape.
Hi, I'm David from
Look
the
at
Crime Dog podcast. As a former police officer, I know firsthand how a dangerous situation can make a child feel. So when a police officer can reach in the back of their patrol car for a toy, they can give a child comfort and hope when they're having their worst day. That's why my family's donating to the Pirate Toy Fund's Toys on Patrol program. Simply buy a new, unwrapped toy and drop it off at one of the donation centers or go online and donate. So police officers across our community can reach for a toy when a child needs it most. Together, we can make kids feel safe, supported, and seen. Thanks and happy holidays from the Crime Dog podcast.
Look at that. Shout out to Otto, our good friend Otto Hardischfager, director of the Pirate Toy Fund. Super producer Danny Agnew. Donate today, folks. Donate today. New unused toys unwrapped. David, that was awesome. I know we bust balls a lot, but that was really cool. That was a really cool video.
Danny wrote that, and let me tell you.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Not the easiest thing to memorize.
Yeah, you did a great job. That was really awesome. Thank you for doing that because that, Otto is a huge supporter of ours. We actually got our super producer, Danny Agnew, because I called Otto. I was drunk in my garage before I retired.
Really?
Like,
Shocking. Which time?
I think I'm going to do a video. I think I'm going to do a podcast. I was sitting there in my garage.
Was that before or after you called me when I was by the pool in Florida drinking 37 beers?
It was after I called you because I needed a co-host.
I'm like, sure.
Yeah. So I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm committed now. I called Otto. Otto gave me a producer, which is super producer Danny Agnew. And now I just talked to David, and then the shit went into motion. And then I posted the logo that I did with my artist. Obviously, everyone knows I own an apparel company, so I don't want to think I have an artist. I have an artist that I pay that works for my apparel company, and I say, hey, Robbie, here's my idea. He nailed it on the first get. The logo that we have, he nailed it on the first get. It was awesome. And then all of a sudden, I sent a tweet out. My wife had no idea that I talked to Otto, talked to Danny in the garage too drunk, and then talked to you. And then I sent the Instagram out saying, hey, by the way, I'm going to do a podcast when I retire. It starts getting ding, ding, ding. My wife comes out. She goes, what's going on? And she goes, where'd that logo come from? It was like
the best is you asked me, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then I was retired already. You weren't yet. So then I forget about it. And then you call me like 8-10 months later, and you're like, are you ready? And I'm like,
yeah,
ready for what?
Yeah,
like to do the podcast. I'm like, oh, that's legit.
Sure. Yeah, we did. Well, the funny thing is, I had you in mind from jump. I was like, I knew.
All right.
You had been on national media outlets. You were on Fox News, CNN. You were a tough get, but I tried I threw out.
Listen, I'm not cheap. I'm expensive. I'm the first one to tell you, Johnny. I hold out for big bucks.
You do hold out for big. Danny, hit those comments. I saw a couple coming. Fugazi, what do we got? Otto is a legend. You need a warrant in less than 5. Otto's the man. I worked with Otto for years. He's a fun dude. There's my man, Gary. Gary's the one who reached out to me from the 2A show. Thanks, Gary. I appreciate you guys having me on. Gary reached out about a month ago. And let me tell you this. First of all.
Thanks for blowing me off and not inviting me to anything.
Gary, thanks for ignoring David. I love it.
That's just kidding.
No, those guys were great. Gary and Savage were great. But, so the funny thing is, I look like, first of all, without the iPhone, I would literally forget everything. I put alerts in my phone, like in my calendar. Yeah, you get, your calendar. I don't know what it's called. Hang on a minute.
The only thing I have in my calendar is my
Danny,
my kids' sports.
This thing right here, David. The schedule. This hang on.
I don't have that.
I didn't even show it to you yet. You got it. That thing right here, the little thing next to my notes, the reminders.
Yeah, I don't have that. Never used it in my life.
Well, it's like a calendar, but not a calendar. You could set timers on it. So, anyways, I put stuff. You look at you.
I don't have any.
How do you remember? What do you got? A wipe erase board in your car?
I got to take my kid to practice. The rest of the day is my oyster. Work out.
So what about like Asher's lacrosse schedule, his hockey schedule? Where's all
that's in there. The kids' sports is in there for the evenings, but like during the day, unless it's like a doctor's appointment or something, I don't have anything.
So basically, you have a calendar. You're just lying that you don't have it.
I just don't use I don't use it on a daily basis. I don't even check emails. You know that.
I know you don't check email. I said, folks, for the Crime Dog Army, I said David.
I didn't check emails when I was on the job. I'm not going to check them when I'm off the job.
Did I ever tell you about that one boss?
That made you read, like he wanted you to read it.
He put it in the sentence. He wrote a huge sentence in the subject line. Johnny, do not erase. Because back then the RPD used to be able to read how long you opened an email if you ever opened it. So he'd be like, "Don't erase this email. You got to read it first." I was like, "Delete."
Listen, I was told to go to meetings, and I was like, "I'm not going to that."
You're not going to that. Anyways, Gary, shout out to you, Mr. Stout. Thank you for having me on. Anytime you want me and or David to come on, we would love to come on your show.
And I'll set a reminder if I'm coming on.
David's going to set a reminder in his fake calendar.
I asked Johnny how to set a reminder in my phone.
What do we got, Rance? So happy you guys exist and do this show. Bless you. Thank you, Rance. God bless you and your family, too. She's got some powerful tweets, by the way, Rance. She's got some really deep stuff. I love reading her stuff.
She scares me.
Well, listen,
because she's like me. She can go from 0 to 108 real fast.
That's why I love her tweets. I love her tweets. And when she gets like riled up, she's basically like,
she'll be like, "Oh yes, it's beautiful outside. Spring is coming. I will slice your throats with a dull razor and pull out your tongue out your neck." And I'm like, "Whoa!" Like she can go.
Yeah, I love it. She's a great follow, folks. If you don't 100%. Follow Rochester Rants on the Twitch, you got to follow her on the Twitch.
She be a ranting.
She does a rant. And what do we got there, Fire Guy? David, you laugh at fishing boats being blown up. That's why they don't have you on. Basically, he's saying 2A guys. No, the 2A guys definitely got it.
They're 2A guys. They want to blow up some fishing boats too.
They definitely support
with some La Coca in it.
They definitely support it. They definitely support the cartel members getting blown up. By the way, what's going on with that too? Did you see the BS going on? Oh, secondary kill shot, please.
If one more Democrat goes, I need to see some weapons, otherwise it's not a justified kill, folks.
Yeah.
Since 2017, 600,000 Americans have died from overdose. That's when fentanyl was introduced into the drug supply.
600,000. Say the number.
All right, 600,000 Americans. Okay, that is directly from China through countries like Venezuela and Colombia and Mexico. All right. And that they're working in concert together to bring this poison into the United States to upset, disrupt the American population. Before 2017, in the 5 years before that, 275,000 OD deaths.
Yeah.
So as soon as fentanyl is introduced, which they did knowingly, bam, we double, and it's climbing still. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it's in everything. All right. They're saying it's in some of this marijuana people are smoking that's coming over the border. So I just don't want to hear it. The weapon is the drugs.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's the AK-47. It'd be the same way if someone was coming in on the boat with an arsenic or with some nuclear weapon or something like that.
Right.
It's killing 600,000 Americans.
You know what's so funny? Listen, hang on. I said it before. I love Nancy Reagan. I love Ronald Reagan. I love what he did with his presidency. She was such a great first lady. But the old 1980 say no to drugs bullshit, it didn't work. Okay, folks. No say no to drugs. What the administration's doing right now is actually stopping drug runners, and it's actually blowing shit up, blowing the product up, which the DEA agent, the head DEA agent, was saying on the news the other day that Coke prices are going through the roof because there's less product out there, number one. Number two, For those of you, which I know it's none of the Army watching, but let's say hypothetically there is. Let me just placate myself for a minute. So if you've never been in a dark alley with some young kid that's addicted to crack or addicted to drugs like cocaine, crack, heroin, fentanyl, okay, you'll change your tune. If you've ever been in a dark alley in some of the most desperate parts of this country, in Rochester, on Genesee Street, on Jefferson Avenue, on the east side, Clinton Avenue, Conkey Avenue, because those are the places that David and I worked. If you ever seen somebody overdose, have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen someone fighting for their life because they made horrible decisions? Have you ever
How
seen
about that
someone die at
notifies?
your feet?
How about the
Huh?
notifies? How about knocking
Yeah,
on mom's door
yeah,
in the
yeah,
afternoon to let her know Johnny's laying in a
yeah,
bush with a needle in his arm?
yeah. Have you ever seen a dead body before an overdose? Probably not. We have. Up close. Not on TV, not a reenactment in a movie. So I love the fact that you get on these grandiose platforms and you get on your pedestals. Love the Democrat, the left wing, the assholes out there that want to talk about, oh, they shouldn't be blowing up drug boats. Oh, really? Okay. Well, when your kid dies of drugs, you won't give a shit that boats are being blown out of the sky.
Here, here. And one more thing to put it in perspective, folks. 600,000 Americans have died since 2017, approximately. Okay. In World War I and World War II combined, there was like 480,000, I think, deaths. Okay. So, we're talking about more Americans have died by overdose since 2017 than in World War I and World War II
Yeah.
combined. That's pretty intense.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this too, and I mentioned it before on a podcast, but since we got a couple minutes, I'll tell you this. First of all, I won't say his full name because he's an undercover ATF agent. He's a legend. My former partner, Hee Haw, which is his nickname, Hee Haw, and I did a case. We interviewed a guy in jail, went in the interview room with a guy in jail. We flipped him as a snitch, gave us some great information. I was towards the end of my career where I got a little bit lazy, rode the coattails of Hee Haw because he's a legend. Hee Haw did a great investigation. Took him all over the country. We were ripping off kilos of pills. I only use the term kilo because a kilo in metric is 2.2 pounds, and it was kilos of pills. But the pills were what they call fake perk 30s. And this was years ago. So I'll be retired 2 years now, a little over 2 years. But fake perk 30s, what they're doing is they're taking real fentanyl, they're pressing it into pills, and they're pressing it with the same numbers that you will see prescription drugs have. So the fake perk 30s, they were colored like a Percocet, they were numbered like a Percocet, and we would rip off in the mail. We would do reverse buys. We knew where the shit was coming from and where it was going. But Hee Haw did a great job. We ended up ripping off multiple kilos of pills prior to retiring, and then after retiring, took them all the way to California to the border. It was an unbelievable case that Jay did.
It sounds fantastic, but I want you to tell the listener step
Yeah.
2. Those pills, correct me if I'm wrong, were being sold by drug dealers as Percocets when they're in fact fentanyl. So you're literally taking a kid that thinks he's taking a Percocet, okay, and he's taking it and he's not even doing that quote hard of a drug, okay? It's a pharmaceutical drug, you're just gonna party, and it's fentanyl and he's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they're doing. They're masking this fentanyl as a prescription drug.
Right.
That is evil at its core.
Right.
Okay, and they know what they're doing. They're not dumb. They're doing it on purpose. They're doing it to make money, but they're also doing it to kill Americans. They don't give a shit about little Johnny and little Dorothy who are dead in the bush, okay, with a needle on their arm, or for at the party from popping a Percocet. Hundreds of thousands of Americans are being killed by these savages bringing this poison into the country. Blow them out of the effing water.
Yeah. Or David, you're 100% right. Another flip side to that story that you're telling is the fake perk 30s. They're pressed. They look just like a Percocet. And then the guy that buys them, sometimes they knew that they were pressed fentanyl, and they did it because then if the cops find them in your car, like, oh, this guy's got 3 Percocet, no big deal. Let him go on his way. Keep your pills. See you later. Whatever, blah, blah. But then that guy takes his Percocet, brings him home, right? And somebody else in the family sees it. They realize, oh, I'm going to Google this right now. Oh, this is a Percocet. I'll take a Percocet. And then they take it and then they end up ODing, right? So, I mean, yeah, you're 100% right. The flip side to the story, too, is the guy that knows that he's buying the pressed fentanyl, but then leaves the pills in such an area where next thing you know, someone's taking them that thinks they're regular Percocets. And it's a devil, man. It's the devil that we know. And Trump's doing a great job. You can love him or hate him. But let me tell you what, you're looking at two guys right now, folks, that were on the front lines of the drug war. We were undercover cops. We bought a lot of dope. We took dudes off. They were selling a lot of dope. We took dudes off. They were peddling guns. We know we are experts in the drug and gun game. And don't listen to us because, hey, why would you anyways, right? I mean, we only know what we're talking about, right? I mean, at the end of the day, David, I mean, we saw more death and dying over the course of our career. That's what burns my balls when I got to watch these assholes on the news talking about there were people, let's bring them to justice. Fuck your justice. Justice is in the middle of the ocean or in the middle of the sea, okay, with whoever's bringing the drugs in the boats because it didn't kill somebody. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be some tree hugging lib myself, but F you, man. You don't know what it's like, dude. You've never seen death before. And I'm not trying to be a drama queen again, David. I'm not trying to be, but at the end of the day, I love people that want a tree hug and be like, oh yeah, you know, fuck you. Get on the front line. Get in your car. Like I said, drive down to Conkey Avenue. Drive down to Clinton Avenue. Drive down to Joseph Avenue. Okay, take your bullshit down to the hood where David and I worked for 55 years combined. Go take your bullshit attitude there. Okay, go there. Go there. We know what it's like. We don't have to go back because we already did our time. But go back with your I'm going to save the world bullshit attitude. Go there. Go ahead. Have at it. By the way, that's why I love being in Rochester, David, because it's such a liberal town. And you know the little cis bags that listen to us? They don't have the balls to call the show, type into the show. They don't have the balls to call our radio show. They don't have the balls. They don't have the. How many people have we offered? Oh, you sound like you're a big tough guy on Twitter. We'll give you $500 if you want to come on our show. But here's the parameters. You got to come on for more than 10 minutes. You can't hang up. And we gave them all these parameters, people that want to be Tommy Tough on us, but they never take us up on it. Never. I'm rambling right now because my nuts are twisted. Danny, go to the comments. Fugazi, no doubt. By the way, I love that logo. Hit it. Go ahead, Danny. Rewind them again for me. I was going on a rant. I went nuts for a minute. Paula. Oh, shout out to Paula. Paula, by the way, she's been watching our stuff, David. Paula's the one who hooked me up with Karen and John Ritter when we were promoting the Ritter Foundation for Jameson. Thank you, Paula, for all that. Love you too. Thank you for being part of the Crime Dog Army. I'm glad you went to the Winfield. By the way, Winfield Grill, crush it. Crushing the food out there. Crush it. What do we got? Rants. Yeah, at Lyle Avenue, the old hood. That's where I grew up over there off of Block Street. Yeah.
The old neighborhood.
It's the old neighborhood, David. Oh, what do you got, Joanne? Facts, people. Thanks for making us aware. Oh, love you too, Joanne. Thank you. I mean, I know I get a little hyped up sometimes. I get a little jacked up, but I hate when people make comments. David, how many times have we said it? It's like us walking in when Dr. Maurer, who's now retired, best neurosurgeon in the world, was out of Rochester at the U of R. It'd be like us kicking down the fucking door when he's ready to go after someone and cut their brain open and save their lives and go, hey, doc, don't cut there. Don't cut there. You shouldn't cut there. But we wouldn't give Dr. Maurer that advice, but people love giving cops advice and telling us how to do our job. What do we got, Fire Guy? Before you guys... Thank you for the shout outs. Still have a lot. You will, Fire Guy. The whole army's behind you, brother. We love you. Hang in there. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, brother. All right, man. That's it, folks. Danny's in my cans right now, which is podcast speak for headphones. Danny's in the cans.
I have so many.
Oh, wait. Hang on a minute. We got to promote our Apollo guys. Sorry. Good. Okay, folks. For those that are listening, support our retired foundation. It's our Poller. It's our retired foundation. They're over out of the Locust Club Union office, which is across the street from Edison Tech on Lexington Avenue. If you're not going to go in person, which is 1425, they're at the corner of Colfax and Lexington, 1425 Lexington Avenue. Purchase it right there. You can go to their email address, ourparlor1406 at wny.wtwcbc. Danny, just leave that up. I can't read it. It's so effing long. But folks, support our retired guys. They do a great job. That'll be available. So if you miss this right here, our Parlor email, you could walk into the Locust Club, ring the doorbell to let you in, buy a calendar in person if you want to do that. I suggest doing it online because I'm lazy. But if you want, we're going to have this podcast is going to be rebroadcast. So if you didn't catch the email, we'll rebroadcast it and you could fast forward to the end. But support our retired guys at our Parlor. They do a great job. David, anything else? I'm exhausted. Nope. You got to stop. You got to stop making. By the way, we got Rochester Rants. I think I just took her title for a split second, even though she's the queen ranter. I've been doing
all
some
I
Johnny
know
rants.
Is Danny was breathing into a paper bag because of all the F-bombs and stuff you dropped.
I get a little jacked. You think he was hyperventilating?
Oh, no question.
You think?
By the way, once again, the voice of reason, the one always in control.
What do you say?
That's
what
me.
Do you say? What do you say? What do you say? You send me the meme. It says, "When I'm the voice of reason, all hell has broken loose."
Yes, basically.
Thanks, Fugazi. We love you, man. Thanks for tuning in. What do we got? Oh, the old neighborhood. Joanne's from the old neighborhood too. St. Anthony's alumni right there, David.
Cuzzy
from the old hood. Oh, man, I'm sitting here. My ass hurts. We've been here for an hour. David, good show. I know we get a little jacked up. But, folks, listen, thank you for tuning in to the Crime Dog Live stream. Check out our website. It's thecrimedogpodcast.com. We got a cool merch store there, a lot of apparel if you want to buy it. Also, listen to David and I. We got a new show time, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. We used to be on from 11 to noon. iHeart moved us from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We follow Jim Salmon, the guy that talks about building stuff. He's a good dude. He's been on the radio forever. Shout out to Jim. We're going to have our show this Saturday. We'll be live. If you want to call into the show, 222-1180, 222-585-222-1180. Call into the show. We'd appreciate that. 10 a.m. iHeartRadio, AM 1180. Folks, it's it. I've talked too much. I'm getting the evil eye from David. Thanks for listening to the Crime Dog live stream. We hope you stick with us for future episodes. But like my brother-in-law, Frankie Grassi, says, if you can't make it, who cares?
Hoorah.
You put me back.